Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lock Pod, Season 9, Episode 11. We are Indiana's most dangerous podcast.
Yes, we are. Good morning.
That's a fact.
Season 9, Episode... Is it a fact?
Yes. I've said it like 10 times, dude. And nowadays...
More than that.
When
you said it more than that.
You can freaking flat out lie nowadays, and if you say it like 10
again
times...
and again and again and again.
You just keep saying the lie. You just keep repeating it, and at a certain point, it magically becomes true. I mean, look at the former president. It's a perfect example. Right, Beth?
Who respects women more than me?
Who respects women more than Trump? Who respects...
That was a great...
Yeah.
What do you call it, John? Something that out?
Outtake. That's our new thing.
No, it's a...
Outro.
Outro? Is that what it is?
Hey,
Jill.
I don't know.
Thank you, Jill. You were here.
It's a fact. It sounds right.
We have one today, too. It's
An outro? We do.
That's my thing now. I'm looking for outros.
Oh.
So, like, when we let you go,
Uh-huh.
we're, like, making love to you on the way out.
Okay. That's a thought I'm sure every person
It's
out
like a
there
kiss.
is like, oh, Mayor Thomas making love to me on the way out today.
It's like, thank you for listening. It's a kiss from us.
So, in other words, from now on, your voice will not be the last thing we hear.
No, we'll have, like...
You won't be like, the locomotive
like
is
today.
taking us out.
Like today. I'm going to preview what it is today. Is
Right.
that good?
And you're going to let it go. Well, no, I mean, don't ruin the outro.
It's good. It's good. Outros are great.
Is it DeSantis's disaster
Oh,
of a
my
Twitter
God.
space
You know what?
announcement?
I want to talk about that Tuesday.
Oh, we're going to dig into that.
We are going to dig into DeSantis.
Well,
on
today
Tuesday.
we can't dig into it because we have a full show today. We have Paul Goddard from Region News Source coming in. Paul is a great guest. He's been on the show before. He is a gentleman with 75,000 Facebook followers. So
What? How's that even possible?
It's possible.
I don't know. We're going to ask him.
We're going to ask him all about that.
Because, I mean, I'm pretty popular, and I only have 15,000 people that follow me, which is bullshit.
5 times of you.
All he has to do is, like, I say Tom McDermott a few times on Region News Source, and then, like, I'm up there in the 40s. Just give a little love.
Come
That's
on,
all
Paul.
you need.
Just
Just
the
a
mayor
little
out.
love. Right?
Give the mayor,
I'm a
the mayor
freaking
a
elected
hand.
official, for God's sake.
And now that you're banned from Twitter, you need those Facebook
right.
followers.
Right. I had a situation the other day that was funny. I forgot to talk about it, but I know Kevin wanted to talk about his favorite topic first. MTG. Representative.
Oh, yeah.
From Texas.
Well,
Or
this
not,
was just
representative
funny.
from Colorado.
So we've had some fun with Marjorie Taylor Greene a bunch on the pod, and this one just, I think, cracked everybody up because it's just so, it's like, are you kidding me? And by the way, I think it also underscores that there's something up with her and McCarthy because she's become like so, like, I guess trying to like follow, kind of follow along with what's going on from the speaker's side instead of like being the problem for the speaker. Mm-hmm. Like she's not the problem for the speaker anymore. No. She's lockstep with him. Mm-hmm. And now next thing you know, she's like substituting for him on the, in the dais at the House of Representatives.
Right.
So here's what went down with MTG this week when she tried it.
The members are reminded to abide by decorum of the House.
They just laughed at her.
They laughed her out of the chair.
That was a setup, right?
Lawlessness in the House.
Total setup.
I don't know about that.
Total setup.
The members, I thought
I think
funny
everything
thing was,
in that was set up. Meaning, I think the Democrats were like being loud on purpose, and they're like, as soon as she tries to gavel us into decorum, we all laugh at her.
Oh, for sure.
That was totally set up, right?
On the Democratic side, I don't know if the whole thing was set up.
No. Yeah, on the Democratic side, it was definitely, this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to be loud. She's going to gavel us down, tell us to fall in line, and we're going to laugh our ass off, and it's going to go viral.
So the funny thing I thought was, and you have to really listen, is in the beginning, there's somebody like the parliamentarian or somebody who tells her what to say.
Right.
Like she doesn't even know to say
That's
that.
what I'm saying, though. That's
she doesn't
why.
even, I know, she doesn't even know to say it.
They know this is what you're supposed to do if you're the speaker. And then they're like, she's the temporary speaker, so let's be real loud. She's going to gavel us down, and we're going to just laugh at her.
I mean, she sounded like she was running a
so
student
do we
council
agree,
meeting.
Kevin? That's total setup?
On the Democratic side, yeah.
Okay.
I think she thought she
It was set up so that it would be viral like
yeah,
this.
she was like Miss Big Pants up there. Like, oh, look at me, I'm the speaker, and you can't, and she's
And
going to be the one to say, gavel
she's going to be
everybody.
the one that calls for decorum.
Yeah.
Like, she's pretty outspoken as a congresswoman.
Well, she's like she's done things that are so anti-decorum in the House. It's like standing up, yelling, calling Obama.
Let's
or
watch.
Whatever. I mean,
let's play some of her greatest.
This
hits.
is the one calling for
Greatest hits.
decorum.
Yeah.
I know a ton of white people that are as lazy and sorry and probably worse than black people I know.
Oh, boy. Yikes.
2 shootings on July 4th, one in a rich white neighborhood and the other at a fireworks display. Almost sounds like it's designed to persuade Republicans to go along with more gun control.
You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully like Joe Biden wants and allow him to become our president, because he did not win this election.
Whether I see a statue that may be something that I would fully disagree with, like Adolf Hitler, maybe a statue of Satan himself, I would not want to say take it down.
See, all of us together, when we rise up, we can end all of this. We can end it. We can do it peacefully. We can. I hope it doesn't have to, we don't have to do it the other way. I hope not.
Yeah, she's
I feel like
lovely.
those are not her best hits. She said
really?
The worst?
Really,
dumber
Joe?
shit than
Oh,
that.
that was not a promotional video. Oh, my bad. Those were not her greatest
Thank you,
hits.
MTG.
Yeah, I agree, Joe. Those were not her greatest hits.
Speaking of greatest hits, let's
She
go back.
sucks.
Let's go back to the Dead Show.
Yeah, I heard the story. This is funny, Joe. You would have been so proud of me. Okay, so this is after the first set.
I'm always proud of you.
No, you would have been especially proud of me. I have a feeling you're going to be like, this is going to hold a whole new level for us.
This
okay?
was Tom's greatest hit.
John
was
was impressed.
Oh,
I was surprised. John was impressed.
Okay, so we're sitting there after the first set, which was freaking spectacular. It was like we're all buzzed, like wow, like it just ended. We're all just like standing there, like
buzzed emotionally.
And
Pumped up.
I was
We're
in California at a concert for the Grateful Dead.
I
I'm
saw
gonna
the
let
village
you
you guys walk through.
Thank you. I'm going to let you draw your own conclusions, okay? But like we're all having a good time, and it was epic. All right, and they just got done playing a killer song. It was just top of the line stuff I've seen.
Deal.
Right? Deal. And then we're sitting there, and we're in the general admission section, and it's thinning out a little bit because people are going to get drinks and stuff like that. And there's this really pretty young woman that walks up to me. She's like 28. 25.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say,
but
like,
she's young,
really young. She
Cute.
was young. John,
21.
right?
Let's
I would
say
say yeah.
21.
20,
whatever.
21,
Cute?
something like that. Yeah, sure. You mean 21? She's bubbly,
attractive,
she's,
like
look,
deadhead, like little hippie, like pretty little hippie comes up to me, right up to me, by the way, and she says,
Go figure.
"This is funny.
I wonder
mean,
why.
I don't know why, but she comes right up to me and she says this: I want a joint."
That's a quote, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This is
I'm
not a
I'm
makeup.
looking for a joint.
And I'm like, I look around. I look at John and Kevin. She's not asking them. She's talking directly to me. I'm like, what do you mean you want a joint? I want a joint. And I'm like,
It's like, can I have a joint or something like that, right?
and I'm like, do you want to smoke a joint? Or do you want I want a joint. You don't want to share it. I want a joint. I'm like,
and she won't leave Tom alone. The funny thing
she's
is,
like right in my face.
right. She's like right next to Tom. John and I are right next to Tom. She's like kind of in between us. And John and I are looking at each other like, what is going on right now?
So like this,
we've established she wants a joint, and then she's going to walk away with that joint.
she probably wants to share it with her
gonna leave.
boyfriend or her friend. She
Probably.
wants nothing to do with me. She wants a joint though, right?
She's just using you
Totally. And I'm like,
as a vehicle.
in real quick in my head, it's like calculating.
Well, was it really
There's
quick,
like,
or was it like
the little squirrel
was
is
it really
running?
quick, or was it slow?
The squirrel is like cranking up, like faster and faster. And I'm picturing this little girl just walking around the Dead Show getting free joints and just taking advantage of suckers like me. And I'm like, excuse me.
Whoa.
This young lady
You
has
were right
got
the first
free
time.
shit.
Tom's
she got
greatest
free
hits.
shit her whole life. And she's trying to use me. And I said, that little squirrel and I agreed. This is not going to go down the way she expects.
But isn't
right?
isn't the Dead Show all about, like,
But that's what she was taking
politeness?
advantage.
I agree.
Come up and say.
It's like the region came out of Tom at the right moment.
So I told her. I said, "What do I look like? A dispensary?"
That was such a great
And
quote.
she looked at me shocked, and she goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Do you think I'm a dispensary? You could just walk up and ask for that? These are like $10, $15 each. I'm not just going to hand you one, right?"
If
So-
you were to guess. They
So
were probably
like,
10, 15,
right?
yeah.
So she
And you one of
was
the-
shocked and hurt a little bit, and then I said, "You're cute. You'll be successful. Just go on. Beat
That
it."
was like your parting
Yeah, you're
Beat
cute.
it.
gift to her.
Beat it. You're gonna be all
You'll
right.
be all right.
Somebody,
You'll
will,
find it
somebody will fall for your little
Beat it,
scam.
kid.
Beat it. And she leaves, and John's like, "That was epic."
It was crazy.
It was insane.
She was probably getting free joints from all the
Dude.
old
Oh,
white
I
men and
assume
selling
so.
them.
I assume
She
so.
probably had
Smoking
20
them. It was-
freaking joints.
She's an entrepreneur.
Totally. And like, I stood strong, Joe.
Good
Tom
for
knew
you.
better.
Right? Like, beat it, lady.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. I
You
agree.
could have emptied your pockets and been like, take everything.
Right?
Like all the other idiots were doing in the show. Here, take everything I have.
Wait, where'd she go? I thought she was going to hang out with me.
Right.
Yeah.
We knew better.
Right.
I love it.
Hit the road.
Hit
the road, cutie.
Amscray.
Right? Amscray. That would have been perfect.
Yes.
Amscray.
She
Pig
wouldn't have
Latin.
even got it.
She would not have
No,
understood that.
she
Pig
No.
Latin and
No
that
clue.
Amscray. Honey hay.
Oh, look at you.
That's right.
Pulling out your pig Latin.
Dude, I'm bilingual.
Are we allowed to say Pig Latin anymore?
Who knows?
Is that also off the list?
Is that
Where did that
offensive?
come
You have to
from?
say swine.
Is that offensive to the Romans?
I don't know.
Swine language?
You know what else I forgot,
say
Tom?
pig.
Swine language.
You can say pig.
It's the name of the show.
Can you say pig?
Swine language?
Swine language.
I don't know if I like that.
Swine language.
We'll talk about this next show, but remember when you took the wrong piece of luggage?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, this
The
was
luggage claim?
great.
This
This was great. I'm talking to Tom. So Phil and I are going to get the rental car.
Tom's greatest hits.
And yeah, Phil and I are going to get the rental car. Tom, I'm kind of communicating with him like, hey, do you guys want to take the rental bus to the rental place, or do you want us to come back and get you? And we're having that discussion. I'm on the phone with Tom. He's looking for an update. I'm telling him what's going on, and all of a sudden he goes, "Oh shit! I took somebody's luggage. I gotta go." And he just hangs up the phone. I'm like, "What the just happened?"
Well, I have a piece of luggage that looks like everybody else's.
You
So
have
does
the standard
everyone, by the
black
way.
luggage.
No,
No, I
it's
got the
red.
red-
No,
I got the red one.
See, exactly,
red
Joe.
one.
You would think that,
You would
right?
think it's
I
black.
guarantee you have this piece of luggage in your
No,
closet because
no,
everybody in
no.
America
I do
does.
not.
This is not true.
So like every piece of red luggage that comes out, I'm looking at my right, and so what happens is this lady next to me screwed me up. So like the red
Oh, it's
luggage,
her
it's somebody
fault.
else's fault.
I'm
we
eyeballing
go.
this piece of luggage. I'm like, that's my piece of luggage, and it comes over, and this lady, like 3 people over from me, grabs it, and I'm like, she just grabbed my suitcase, and you're having that irrational feeling like this chick's got
She's
my
gonna
suit-
run off my
all my
case, right?
all my dead stuff's in there. I'm not gonna be able to go to the show, right? And then she looks at it, holds it for a little too long, and I'm just looking at her like a hawk,
Oh.
right? And then she's like, "Oh shit, this isn't my bag," and I'm like, "Right, goddamn right, it's not your bag, right?" And she puts it back
Bitch.
on.
I was gonna
It
say,
comes
here,
around, I'm
I
like,
thought it was
you know,
coming, Jill.
Dude,
I
and
thought
then
it
it
was
comes
coming.
over, and I'm like, "Bam!" I just grab it. I'm like, "That's right."
Wait.
my
wait,
bag.
Did she put it back on?
Yeah.
And then you grabbed it as it came.
I'm
Okay.
like 5 feet from her.
Because you were already in your head, that's my bag.
I'm eyeballing her like, dude, don't be taking my bag. And she
Right.
puts it back on, and it comes down, and I just grab it. I'm looking at her like, my bag.
And now she's
like,
looking at it.
your bag. So like, I go wheeling outside. I'm hanging with everybody, and then I don't see very well, like reading wise. You know, if I have anything up close, if I don't have glasses on, I can't see shit. Right? Like it's a little Tom McDermott secret out there. So I'm looking, and it looks like my bag. And then I'm talking to Kevin, and then I put my glasses on, and I look down, and it was like some long, like Indian name. I'm like, oh shit!
You meant
Indian Nation.
Yes,
Native.
Eastern Indian.
Eastern.
Not
From
Native
India.
American.
From
Yeah.
India. Okay,
Right, got
I'm
it.
not like talking
Native American.
no headdresses, right?
Right. Like Chief Bear Claw.
No,
or anything,
no hair,
right?
right? No cheap bear claw. It's just an Indian, right?
God.
Indian
Got it.
name, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh, Indian name. I'm like, this is not my bag. And I'm talking to Kevin. I literally hang up, and I'm like, Jill.
It's been 10 minutes.
I know.
10 minutes easy, 15.
Question
This
is,
dude
where
is
is
probably
Tom's
in
bag now?
security, right? So I go running like full sprint.
Sprint.
Like everybody's like
With the bag.
I don't even explain. I'm like, oh shit! I just stole somebody's bag, right? So I go running back into LAX. I go running up to the stall, and there's one bag going around. It's my bag. There's one bag, and I have the same exact looking bag right next to me, and I like swap them. And I put it back on the carousel, and I just freaking beat feet.
Where was
right?
that poor person?
Dude, there was somebody
Crying.
that saw me. There was somebody that saw me, and they
Oh.
were like, "You shady
You
son of."
son
I'm like,
of
dude,
a-
I'm honest. At least I brought it back.
Yeah.
It was an honest fuck up.
How close were the bags? And like, was it?
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly the same
John,
size.
I would
exactly
love to see
everything.
this
I'm dead
if they were
serious.
the
I'm
same.
dead serious. The same size and everything. It was the same exact
All right.
bag.
You
All
want
right.
any kind of identifying marker on your bag to make it stand out? Since you have
It's just my name that I can't read.
Kevin has a yellow ribbon attached.
That's what
to
you're supposed to
it.
do.
Yes,
Really?
because I have a black bag. I put a yellow ribbon on it.
Put
Just to-
something on there that's identifiable that
Something.
you
I'm
will
gonna
know.
put deadhead face.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
I
you
like
go.
that.
See, and then they'll search it. You put a dead on there, you're getting
Oh,
searched
for
every time you
sure.
put it
Without
in.
a doubt.
I'm
What are you
gonna put something lame
what are you
so
worried
don't get
about?
searched. Nothing. I'm just
Okay,
saying. I don't
just
want people
asking.
digging through my underwear.
Or is
Kevin.
it
Gotcha.
so obvious
They're
that
like,
they
look at
won't
this
search it?
underwear.
Look, they're gonna be looking at my underwear. They're like, this guy wears crotchless underwear. Can you believe that? It's so freaking gross. There's no support whatsoever.
Stop.
Hey,
Banana hammock.
Speaking of,
There is support
Speaking
there.
of
when we
what?
had this, okay, we had this
Yeah,
thread
Speaking
going.
of banana hammock.
I want to clear the air here, and this is not on the script, but I want to clear the air.
Oh, great. My favorite.
We had the L.A. Vegas thread going, and we're talking about, are we checking our bags, carrying them on?
Yeah.
For this short of a trip, I'm carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
Tom makes the remark,
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of my underwear being
Being in the cabin.
You're being
With me.
serious? That's why you
you're starting to notice consistent patterns here. Hanging out with
You
Tom
like
Turner.
talking about your underwear.
Dude, I got some funky underwear. I don't want people to be looking at. You like?
Yeah, but if it's on
Marissa,
carry-on, it
get
doesn't.
this guy some.
I don't
new
know
underwear.
about it. Like somebody's looking at my underwear right in front of me. It's very intimidating.
But it's in your. You're not like
Who's
outside of
doing
your
that?
carry-on.
The TSA agent. So first thing they go.
No.
for.
But you said you didn't want to bring it a carry-on because you. Don't
I
want-
agree. Because like if they're gonna look at it in private. I won't know.
So you're worried about like if it's
Yeah.
carry-on, it's
Dude,
going
I'll get
through
all
the
red and
TSA.
embarrassed. Yeah, it'll be
Do
embarrassing
you
right in
not
front
use
of me.
packing cubes? You should.
I definitely don't.
What is it? Pick on Tom Day at Lockwood?
Yeah, sometimes you bring it.
It was
on
pick on
yourself.
Tom Day yesterday.
I'm gonna get to that. A little
Let's do
bit.
some ads. We'll come back and we'll tell you why it was pick on Tom Day. Pick on Mayor Tom Day yesterday.
All right, let's do some ads.
Let's do some ads.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give us a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who's in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you. Happy birthday, John, last weekend. Happy birthday, Kristen Cantrell, this weekend.
Wow. Happy.
Oh, a week-long party, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business, Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's Rogers Roofing, 219-933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
are you facing legal challenges and you don't know where to turn? Who are you going to call? Ku Klux, your trusted source for
Close.
legal advice in Indiana and in Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Who are you going to call? Ku Klux. Do you need help forming your business? Who are you going to call? Ku Klux. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Ku Klux. Ku Klux Law. No matter what your legal issue is, call Ku Klux Law at 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. Hablamos Español.
4 for 6 was my count on that, so good job.
They're memorable.
Misprint Printing. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing, sign solutions, and metal business cards. Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and in Hammond. Misprint Printing.
Prestomer Insurance Company. The Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
All right. Thanks to our sponsors. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
everybody. You know, without them, we could not do this show. So
That is absolutely true. We
please
couldn't go to the
frequent
Dead
their
Show either.
businesses. And when you frequent their business, tell them Lockpod sent you.
Oh,
You'll get
that
extra-
would be awesome.
You'll get an extra 40% off.
We should do a punch card.
Where? Which? Who are you?
All
who are
of
you-
our sponsors.
Oh, don't
you
say
go
that.
to any of them.
There go our, Steve Kellogg right now just fell over.
And
Ku
like
Klux
if you
Law.
He's not listening.
Ku Klux Law, you just say I get the Lockpod 40% discount.
On my will.
40%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a unknown like only
I
listeners of
don't
Lockpod.
think that's a known thing.
So, like,
we want to keep our sponsors.
It even
Tom.
works with Tortilla Nuevo Leon. You go
You
to
go
a
the
grocery store
So if I'm a Jewel,
and you say, I would like to buy these packs of Tortillas Nuevo Leon and I would like the Lockpod discount, they will know exactly what to do.
I
There's
just
a
threw up the
there's a
disclaimer
button. Yes,
to
thank
let
you.
people know this may
Thank
or may
you.
not be true.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Look, is okay. All right. Where are we going, guys?
Well, yesterday was a couple things.
By the way,
One,
when we come back, we got Paul Goddard. When we come back after the next set, he's
Yeah.
in the studio getting ready as we speak.
I want to find out from Jill how the game went Tuesday.
It was rough.
Yes.
Was it close?
It was unpleasant.
Really?
It was not close.
Was the weather nice?
The weather was nice. It was
That's nice.
It was a nice, chilly.
Really? Was it sunny?
Yeah, it was sunny.
So in the
right.
battle
You got
Battle of
that going.
Hammond, Morton beat Hammond Central is what I'm getting at.
For softball,
for
yes,
softball.
but our boys beat their boys yesterday.
Oh.
It seems the Hammond
so it's
Central
kinda-
boys have been playing well. I've been
Yeah.
seeing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because Morton's a baseball school.
Traditionally,
Yeah. Right.
Several
So
guys went
the
to the
fact-
majors.
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact that Hammond Central is beating Morton is
I
encouraging.
think they went extra innings, too.
Wow.
I think I read.
Really?
All
But
right.
Central won in
Yeah.
baseball.
So your
Girls, not so
softball
much?
season is over.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah? So you got a lot of extra time? Because we got tons of work for Lock Pod.
Starting volleyball.
Hey,
Don't
do me a
forget
favor.
your regular day job.
Next show you come in, Jill, could you bring the schedule for the summer concert series?
Sure.
Does that start next week with the pavilion, or is it a couple weeks?
No, we have the triathlon next week.
Oh, that's right.
So I think it's the 16th is the first one.
So we have free concerts at the pavilion starting in a couple weeks on Fridays, right?
Correct.
And it's all like cover bands.
A lot of them are cover bands. September one's not a cover band.
But I know you got like a Dave Matthews is one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, Triple Billies, yeah.
And they're free, Kevin.
This is free. Just
Right.
come out to the pavilion, bring
Right.
your lawn chair.
No parking, no parking
free
fee,
parking.
nothing. Free parking.
And
The
will
only
there be
thing is-
beer available? Like beer and
I am speaking to excise.
All right, awesome. Should be easy.
Okay, but like, so you could bring your own, though,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Cool. All right,
Bring
that's
your
it.
own or buy
So
it there.
Next time you're in the studio, bring
maybe.
Oh,
Could you
Maybe,
bring
Kevin.
could you bring that schedule?
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Yesterday was the memorial service for the Hammond Police Department. John and I were there, right, John? Mm-hmm. And I've been married 20 years. Everybody in the audience knows that by now. I would say I usually always go to this memorial service. I'd say obviously you can't go to every one because things do happen from time to time.
Yeah, you're well over 75%.
Yeah, I was going to say about 16 out of the 20
I've
been
say
to.
that, yeah,
right?
right, yeah.
Because you miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I don't miss because I support cops. I want the cops to know I support the cops. I show up to this memorial service every single year.
And if you haven't been, like, it is one of the best, in my opinion. It's very moving.
Solemn.
Yeah, it's very respectful for the fallen officers.
Right.
Hammond's had, what, about 10, I think?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, in our history.
In our history.
We've had one since I've been mayor.
Right, but every year they bring them, they mention them and how
And
they
the
passed.
circumstances,
Details, right.
It's unbelievable. There's the gun salute. I mean, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
a very good event.
And we have a really nice memorial area for the police department. It's right in front of the police department. They have a reflecting wall. It's really nice.
Yeah, it really gives, I think, honor to those that have, given the ultimate sacrifice in their profession as police officers.
Right.
It's really, really cool. And it's if you haven't been there, I would suggest you go one of these years.
But yesterday was perfect weather. Beautiful sky. It wasn't hot. It's usually 95 degrees on the day we have that. In this area where we have it, there's no shade, and it's unbearable usually. Yesterday was perfect. Everything was perfect. It was huge crowd, too. Like, way more than we usually get. Probably because it was so perfect.
Are there, I think a lot of families attend.
Yeah.
A lot of, the new officers are there.
A lot of retired officers.
Yeah, retired officers come out.
I'm telling you, out of we have 205 police officers in the Hammond Police Department. And then with the retirees, John, how many people ended up going up and doing that service at the end where they salute?
Oh, my goodness.
Over 200, right?
The wreath, yeah.
With the retirees and all that, that was like 200 people. It was,
That was really cool at the end to see the retirees in line.
yeah, dude. I saw Smokey Joe. I haven't seen him in years. Ron Martinez. I saw people I haven't seen in years. They retired years ago. So like it was nice for that part, right? But now when they're doing the service part, this is the awkward part because Mike Elkman, who's the head of the FOP union, he's been the head of the FOP union for let's say 5 years, and then Mark Tharp's the lieutenant behind him. He's number 2.
Long serving. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both head of the FOP. FOP is the union that represents the police officers. Okay, and obviously I'm the mayor and I represent the city, and we negotiate contracts. Those gentlemen and myself every 4 years negotiate contracts, and usually things go well. I've been mayor for 20 years, and the police department's received 44% in pay raises over my 20-year career. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid track record. It's not like I'm ignoring these men and women. Okay, but before I get to speak. Now, I have a speech in mind. My speech is money. It was about, and it's like, I have it all in memory. This is my speech. You start off talking about Nashville, and then you talk about certain contracts that have been signed by, big actors, movie stars, big athletes, people in society that we value and we appreciate, and they have millions of Twitter followers. And your brother, Jill, who's a Hammond police officer, doesn't get anywhere near that level of respect. And your brother would run into a building with an active shooter and try to save our lives. That was my speech. I did a little bit of it as a result of what happened, where we're going with this, but it was money. I was ready for this. I was going to like bring everybody to their feet. Honestly, I was like totally prepared for this speech. Okay. It was about honoring police officers. It was about how much you guys are the real heroes of society. You guys are the soldiers here. Like the soldiers that are fighting wars overseas I don't really have anything to do with them, but Hammond police officers are right here every day saving our ass. Right. And we don't treat them with respect. That was my speech until the FOP got up before me and just started kicking me like in front of this entire audience about pay, about how disrespectful we are to the Hammond police officers and how much we don't respect Hammond police officers and how unappreciated Hammond police officers are and how Hammond police officers need to fight, continue fighting, guys. I know you're down, but continue to fight. We'll pull together and we'll get through this. And I am burning up. I am just like, this freaking prick. Like, this is a memorial service. And this guy is going up there in a memorial service attacking me over a contract issue in front of this huge audience. So Mike gets done. And then the number 2 in the union comes up. Mark Tharp does the same thing. And by the way, Jill, these speeches are 10 plus minutes each.
Oh, I've been to them in previous years.
Oh, my God. Like Mike Elkman's speech was like 15 minutes. And it was just riddled with, we are not appreciated by the administration. A good leader would try to fix this, but nobody's trying to fix it. The whole speech was brutal. John, like I was totally defensive about this because it was about me. He was talking. What was your impression, John?
I expected speeches similar to what you said you prepared for, Tom, which was respecting fallen officers, talking about how we need to respect them more and the trend things are going in the world. There seems to be this whole, defund police and how ridiculous this is. As speeches went on, I was like, what is this? I was surprised.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I was very surprised.
I listened to it and it was kind of, the theme I thought was just kind of negative. Like it was kind of about like how young police officers and young persons are kind of like not interested in police work and they're taking the university track, which by the way, I thought was kind of weird because seems to be like there's so many well-educated police officers.
Our Hammond police are very
and it's
well
like
educated.
Just because you take an education track doesn't mean you can be can't be a police
very
officer.
High percentage of college graduates.
Yeah, so that was kind of a
officers.
weird comment, I thought.
It was like attacking people that go to college.
Which I thought was weird.
This is
like, sure, we're well-educated, but that comes at a cost.
Right.
And I was like,
what?
It's
almost like if you go to college, you're not doing well for the country.
Or it's better to be uneducated. It was weird. I didn't get that part of it.
I didn't either.
Or the connection. And then like he went into kind of like government slow moving. Young people are saying no to the tough job as a police officer. We can only hope as a society that young people figure it out and come back to police work. And then he was kind of like talking like in almost like anonymous terms. He was saying things like conscious leaders,
a good
forward-thinking leaders, successful leaders,
successful
leaders, honest leaders.
Do you want to play some of this?
Yeah.
And then
I was burning up.
It's funny you mention that, Kevin, because that's where I started to think like if you say kids are going into different careers, they're not choosing police.
Right, that's
work.
not attacking the administration, right?
And then when I heard that at first, I was like, okay. And then when it started talking about leadership, I was going, where is this going?
I knew where it was going, John. I've been mayor of the city for 20 years, and this guy's preaching to me what a good leader would do. It was ironic.
Play this here. This is just about a minute long. Let me play this part.
Conscious leaders realize that this is our new reality, that we are now fighting for applicants and are being forced to battle our own brothers and sisters in surrounding agencies. In doing so, forward-thinking leaders know that we must get our heads and resources into the game if we want to be able to compete for officers, and that we have no choice but to respect and compensate modern-day police officers as the professionals they are. Professionals who have vastly more responsibilities and expectations than any before them throughout history. Successful leaders know that they need to do it yesterday if they want to be able to soon fill their ranks at all and keep the officers that we still have. Honest leaders, especially, know that they need to do it if they want to fill those ranks with men and women who are qualified and exceptional enough, worthy enough to serve their own citizens. Those for whom all of us in government work to serve and protect to the best of our abilities. Gone are the days where
that speech was literally 15 to 20 minutes long. It was like that. It was literally, and he was talking about me. Well, he's frustrated with me because he made a deal where he asked for no pay raises so that we would do a pension relief. We did the pension relief and gave no raises, just like he asked. Okay, this wasn't a negotiation. This is what he asked for. I threw 2% in because I was being nice. Just like, hey, instead of giving you 0, 0, 0, 0, I'm going to give you 0, 0, 1, 1 because I don't want to give you guys zeros across the board. That's not my style.
Yeah, I thought the better tact would have been like, look, we are so appreciative of what the administration has done for us. Last time we went in and they gave us exactly what they wanted, what we asked for and more. And this time around, the reality is that things have changed since then, and we're looking forward to negotiating with the administration.
That would have been a lot different.
Well, sure. I mean, that's exactly what we expect.
We
right?
did exactly what they asked last time. Kevin.
Exactly. And by the way, you weren't there initially, and through discussion and understanding and what was going on, and how you wanted to make sure that the folks that were retiring were going to get a huge bump. And by the way, that also allowed guys that are in the middle to move up,
right?
And you bought into that.
Everything that Mike Elkman and Lieutenant Tharp asked for in that negotiation, they got.
Yeah.
Plus, I added 2% as a bonus because
they didn't ask for that.
They asked for everything, and everything they asked for, they got.
Yes.
And they asked for a 4-year deal. They got a 4-year deal. We're in year 2.5 of the 4-year deal.
And by the way, it passed
and they're
unanimously.
Bitching and crying.
Unanimously. In fact, I remember Mike saying, this is the first time that anybody can remember where a contract passed unanimously.
So it passes unanimously. They're in the 2nd year of the deal, and they're asking for me to give 15% pay raises. So in addition to the $700,000, $600,000 we pay every year because of the pension changes we did, right, and taking care of the FOP just like they asked us to, in year 2, they approach us and say, we want to break this deal. We want you to give us 10% pay raises right now. And I'm like, no, we're in a contract. This is year 2. Pack your bags. There's no way, right?
Well, I mean,
now I'm an asshole. I'm not a good leader. A good leader would do this. A good leader would do exactly what we're asking you to do. Fuck you, man. That's bullshit. It's bullshit.
So yeah, John, go ahead.
I was going to say so that's when it started thinking like, is this like a public contract negotiation thing right here? So but then it got more specific. I don't know if you remember this, Tom. I thought, okay, that was vague enough.
Is this about the bonuses?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
As the service went on, it started to get more specific.
This is about a 30-second.
Yeah, short here.
Open positions. The competitions for those qualified next-generation officers is getting intense. Lateral transfer and signing bonuses are being paid by agencies all across Indiana and this entire nation. Right now, departments are offering $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 signing bonuses to Academy graduate officers.
That was a negotiation.
Right.
That's a police memorial. I haven't said one word by this time, okay? That was a police memorial we're talking about.
Yeah.
And this is when Mark is speaking right here. This is about 25 minutes into the entire thing.
I could tell you exactly. It was exactly 25 minutes.
26. So like for 26 minutes, I'm getting my ass kicked by the FOP president, Mike Elkman, followed by Lieutenant Tharp, the FOP vice president. This is 25 minutes into it. I haven't said a damn word, and I'm just getting raked over the coals in front of an audience of 250.
Well, it was interesting because I agree. Like, I just thought it was
What's up, Paul?
For a Paul Goddard in the house.
Right, pull that up here. So, you weren't there yesterday. I know.
No, I was at work.
Have you heard about it?
Just now.
Yeah,
this is the first time
it was freaking unbelievable.
And you're a big supporter of the police,
of course. We all are.
That's the wrong place at the wrong time, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
We're
Paul,
doing a
line
memorial. That is not the place for all that.
Yeah.
Pull up so you can get on the screen. There you go.
You want to?
Do you? Let me outro this with as part of Tom's
I agree.
speech. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, outro it, and we're going to go right into ads, and we're going to We got
Paul Goddard in the house.
Stick around, and all his 75,000 followers. So hopefully you're all watching to help
block.
We're
going to talk about how you got a check mark. I'm like, how the hell you get check marks?
We're going to get to that.
My check mark got stolen from
Here's
Twitter.
Here's the outro.
So, all right,
outro, then right into ads.
So by the way, this is I think I responded somewhat calmly. I was a little heated, and I was a little embarrassed because I was talking. I abandoned my speech, Joe. And it was a money speech, and then I basically just responded to the last 27 minutes of criticism.
Well,
that
you still got Nashville in and WNBA and all that. I
started with Nashville, but I was pissed.
It
was like he obliterated my speech, and it was a money speech. It was going to be like great for the officers to hear.
I still thought it was pretty good.
It sucked. I was pissed.
No,
and I got attacked for 26 minutes.
Yeah, but you did it. I thought your response was calm.
Here we go.
You guys are what separates us from anarchy. There's no doubt in my mind who the good guys are in the city of Hammond. As mayor, I've done everything I can to try to treat you that way. And it really hit me during one of the mass shootings. We have mass shootings weekly, unfortunately. And during one of the mass shootings,
This one was in Nashville, and it was a body cam of an officer that was running into the school of a psychopath with an automatic weapon. And you could hear the gunshots in the background as those officers were running towards the gunshots. And I was scared watching the damn video. And I'm thinking to myself, what's wrong with our country? Our freaking country, we fight for NBA players. We made a trade for a terrorist for a WNBA player, and we don't even respect our own police officers right here in Hammond. These people that'll run into a mass shooting, where they know if they get hit, they're dead. And they run in there to save our lives. And you come out, and somebody won't even give you their driver's license. Somebody won't even cooperate when you're pulling them over for a lawful reason. That's not the city I want to live in. That's not the city I want to be the mayor of. And I've done everything I can in my term as mayor to show the police department and the fire department, I know there's a number of firefighters here as well, how much you mean for the city. And I think I can speak on behalf of the citizens of the city, considering I've been elected 5 times now. They support you. And I think I can speak on behalf of the Hammond Council because I talk with them regularly. The council supports you. I can tell you the track record as far as pay. And I realize
we can play that, but you guys just went through that.
That was passionate.
It was.
You
It was
were
from the
angry,
heart.
I could tell,
I was
yeah.
pissed, man.
Didn't
I was
come
so
off as
pissed.
pissed, though, I didn't
was
think.
pissed,
Yeah.
man. I was pissed. It was so unprofessional what they did to me. It was so unprofessional. Like I completely abandoned my speech and had to fill it and defend myself in front of an audience of like 250 people. The thing that was classic about that, Paul. So that podium, that's the mayor's podium. That sound system is the sound system that I loaned to the police department to have that ceremony. All of my staff set up that whole area. The chairs, everything that was set up. The FOP walked in to an entire press conference that was set up by all of us because we love and support the police department. And they kicked me right in the balls as soon as they got there.
Well, like Paul
on my
said.
own it was.
So are the guys happy with the
No,
the
I don't
contract?
think so. I don't know. We'll find out. No, I mean, are they happy about what happened yesterday? I'm not sure. I think most people in the audience recognize that if you're dealing with Mayor McDermott, the wrong thing to do is to kick him in the teeth and then say, okay, now we want something. There's no fucking way these guys are getting shit from me for the next year and a half. We're gonna serve out the rest of this contract because Mike Elkman could go to hell because he kicked me right in the face in front of a whole audience and using our own gear. It's like that is not an effective negotiating
Definitely
technique.
wasn't the place for it.
Not an effective
At a
negotiating
memorial
technique at all.
service.
More to come on that, I'm sure. As we
I don't
move-
know.
move
Like
through
I'm
the
still
year.
pissed about it, but like I got
Really?
home. Marissa was so felt bad for me when I got home. She was just like, oh my God. Like she knew exactly what happened. She was like, I'm so sorry. It's so inappropriate what they did to you.
Oh,
And she wasn't even, she just heard through the grapevine when I got home.
She'd already heard through the
She was
grapevine.
Marissa's a pro cop. Her dad was a cop.
Yeah, of course.
Like I became pro cop because of my wife. And then of course I met all these wonderful cops that I'm friends with. So like, I'm like a mayor that's as pro cop as you can get, especially for a Democrat. I'm as pro cop as they come. To get treated like that by the FOP is completely disrespectful. And it's like, I'm not going to deal with these two.
Well, it'd be one thing if it was like one of these like heated, terrible contract negotiations last time.
Right.
I just feel like the history was so good.
It was.
And then I get that things have changed. I get that, that there's now competition for police officers. I get all that. But that doesn't mean that you go in and kick the mayor.
We still have
when you're down.
We still have full ranks, by the way.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
by
like
the
we
way,
have gaping holes. We have 205. I think it's 205 right now, and we're budgeted for that.
I respect our police department more than I probably ever have in my whole life. As I've become corporation counsel and through administration, I respect police so much more than when I was probably 20 years old, right? And I can tell you that like the men and women that you are getting as recruits are unbelievable. I just sat in a pension board meeting.
Mm-hmm.
10 new recruits.
I know.
They're all unbelievable.
It's disrespectful to the recruits to act like, but anyway.
So this was total blindside. You weren't expecting none of this.
Paul, I was there to talk about this awesome speech that I prepared to talk about how police officers are treated. They should be treated like the rock stars, and the rock stars should be treated differently. It's like we're prioritizing the wrong people. That was my speech. I had to pitch the whole thing because for 26 minutes I was like lectured about what good leaders would do. What a good leader would do.
Honest
like, how do you
leaders.
take that? Like if I told you, Paul, you're the CEO of your organization. A good CEO would do this, and an effective CEO would do that. And you'd be like, screw you, Mayor.
Right.
I have a guy that's never sat in my shoes, Mike Elkman, doesn't even live in my city, lecturing me on what a good mayor would do.
Yeah, and I think what I would say just to wrap things up here is that, they don't speak, I don't think, for the supermajority of the officers. I think the supermajority of the officers respect and
I hope so.
and do their jobs.
I don't know. I mean, I had a lot of people reach out to me yesterday.
Yeah.
It was nice. A
Yeah.
lot. and they were like embarrassed about what happened, and I was embarrassed because I didn't want to get in a fight in front of everybody.
So we weren't the only
Not at a
ones.
solemn occasion.
I did not want that to happen yesterday.
I mean, you got families of the fallen guys there.
Like, right?
Not the place.
Right? Like we lost an officer in the line of duty recently. Let's talk about that. What are you talking about negotiation for? You idiots, man.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon.
Side note, though, your sunglasses are phenomenal.
Yeah, let's take a look at
that.
That
outfit
is
great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You don't get that for year 1 in mayor. This is year 20.
No, that's veteran mayor status, right? I'm
That's
wearing
year 20.
That's year 20 mayor.
There's
That's
a Grateful Dead shirt under that.
And crotchless underwear.
Yeah. That's right.
We know that.
Banana hammock.
That he wants no one to see. Yeah. Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Summer's here, so the Bug Guy Pest Control. Warmer temperatures mean unwanted guests such as ants, spiders, wasps, mosquitoes, and more. Shut down their party before they get started. A comprehensive pest plan from the Best Guy will help you enjoy the great outdoors as well as the indoors all summer long. To solve your problems, pest problems, or start a preventative plan, call the Bug Guy today and tell the pest he's on the way. Call Brian at 219-810-7481.
Damn.
Thanks,
Goddard's going to bill us for that.
Yeah.
He's too popular of a figure to just read stuff for free.
The Bug Guy just blew up.
Yeah.
Calumet Brewing, whether you're on the golf course or just spending a day in the sun, Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2% ABV is the perfect beer for a summer day. Michelob Ultra brews a light lager that's worth every single sip. So, no matter if you're kicking back after a long workout, a pickup game at the park, or a day out on the fairways, you're sure to enjoy this great light beer. Don't just drink it, enjoy it. Head over to Cal Brew on Facebook and find the golf bag post for your chance to win through May 12th.
You looking for a new career in 2023? If so, why don't you think about Powering America? You can earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable hands-on experience as an electrician. You know, I was an electrician for about 10 years of my career. It's a great job, by the way. And you can still fix stuff around the house, which is nice. Don't tell Marissa.
I was going to say, when
I do. I do fix stuff.
Electrical.
I fix all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
The Navy busts out of me every once in a while.
I like that.
But it's because of I learned, you know, to work with my hands. And I wouldn't have learned that if I wasn't in the Navy. And that's what Powering America does as well. And you don't have to join the Navy. So you don't get stuck on a submarine with Powering America. You know, it's great.
His house is actually
you get to enjoy this sunny day.
Nuclear powered house, yeah. I have a battery, the whole thing. Did we mention employer paid benefits, including health insurance, pension, annuities? That's right. Powering America could do that for you. So if you have any questions about this, they have a website. It's jact697.org. Jacked697.org. Sponsoring by Powering America.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. Byway is conveniently located just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer. I was there 2 days ago, had the poke bowl. Very good. I would recommend it. And the person I was with had the lobster roll.
Nice.
I saw
Phenomenal.
you there.
Yeah, I saw John there.
Everyone was there, man.
Yes. And the person I was there with was from Chicago, and she loved it. It was awesome.
It's great.
Yes.
Welcome, Paul Goddard from Region News Source.
It's good to be back.
I know.
The collection of goods over
It's
there.
it's grown.
It's pretty soon. The table's going to
Looks
be
like
full.
a flea market.
We're supposed to get a shelf, but now it doesn't make sense to get a shelf because
Right.
we're changing studios soon.
We need a Region News Source like sticker or something. Man.
I'll get one of those.
Yeah, man,
I mean, I got a sweatshirt. Thank you.
Yeah.
But-
You're welcome.
Bring something, we'll put it on the wall.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. You're a two-time guest now. We have to treat you differently.
Okay.
So I was
With
just like
respect.
getting ready for you coming in, right? And I'm just like, oh, I'll just cruise around, see what Paul's got on, Facebook. And the first thing I see is, this is no joke. The first thing I see is 75,000 people are talking about this. That's
Really?
what's yes.
Where do you see this?
Which one are we talking about?
No, it's just like I scrolled
Facebook.
on Facebook
Your
today. and
your
it's like
biggest one is Facebook, right?
75,000 people are talking about this.
So it's Region News Source.
Correct.
If
Region
for those of you,
Source.
because we have people across the
It
country.
says
listening.
151,000 followers.
What?
Yes.
26,000 on my personal page, and I don't even know where those came from.
Yeah, how did you get a blue check mark, man?
It took a long time. It was 4 years coming when I first started storm chasing.
Where's
I
the
tried
blue
to get
check
one.
mark? Well, I don't even see
Oh,
it.
it's on his personal
That's
page.
my
Oh,
personal.
got it.
Did you
Region
have
News
to
Source.
apply, or they just do it automatically?
Apply and you keep doing it and
the
doing
hell,
it. And
man?
eventually,
You know what?
You're not putting the legwork in.
You know what though?
I
Honestly,
mean, now you can buy one if you want one.
On Facebook?
I couldn't, because you know what? I earned mine in Twitter. I worked my ass off in Twitter, and I fell off of Facebook because I started working so hard on Twitter. Then Elon Musk totally screwed me. Bam!
Took your
Knocked me
check
off.
away?
took his
my check
account away.
and knocked me off.
Oh,
Dickhead. Right?
So
Wait a second. This is an hour ago.
no, that's what John. That was the first thing I was going to get.
so right before I got to the studio, I was on the expressway out there.
Well, no, so I'm looking at your Facebook page this morning, right? And it says 5 minutes ago, and this is like I don't know,
crap.
maybe a half hour before we get here, and 45
just-
minutes, and I see you in a shadow on the 8094 at Ripley at 7:15.
Everywhere Paul goes,
Well,
like
to be honest,
semi-slip and
that,
like
that photo is actually
The
from
Black
the state
Widow.
police. So
Oh, it is?
I'm going to give them credit on this one.
you're like, what is like chaos follow you everywhere
He's the
you
Grim
go?
Reaper, man.
Right?
I mean, after
Stay
the
away
first-
from my blue car.
After the
okay?
first 3 years, it's eventually started to come to me. It's coming to my job. Chases are ending. Carjackers are running through my work.
Well, you don't have to go anywhere.
My
good.
foreman is like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I got to come down here and grab some pictures real
You're
quick, and I'll get back
multitasking.
up in the crane."
Multitasking.
But Paul, explain this to us. How can so this accident happens on 8094, which for those that don't know the area, it's one of the busiest interstates in the country.
I think it's the busiest.
It's with 80,
It's
where
the
80
busiest.
and 94 come together. It goes right through Northwest Indiana, and
Right through
it's-
Hammond.
Yeah, at 7:15 this morning, Paul puts a post up of an overturned semi with lumber all over, blocking all the lanes. How do you get that story that quickly, and how does it get up
First
without
of all,
telling all your secrets?
Yeah, it comes through the radio traffic. I got multiple radios in my car. I'm listening to everything going on in Lake County, state police. This one in particular, this one came from the state police. They sent it to me right away. Get the alert out. Try to get traffic diverted. That's the main goal.
Because they know
with
you're a
those
source
guys.
to be able to let
Right,
people know.
Correct.
So it's coming to you now.
Correct.
Instead of you used to have to chase them, and now they're coming to you.
Right. I've got a great relationship with every police chief in
I know
the
you do.
area.
I know
so,
you do.
So
I know
they're
my-
actually getting to me before I get to them.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I call it 50-50. I mean, sometimes I'm letting these guys know what's going on. They're like, well,
bet they
I didn't hear
appreciate
about
that,
this yet.
yeah.
Let me ask you a
Wow.
question, man.
So how do you get the photo up? Like, that comes to you too?
Yeah, the photo's
Gotcha.
fine.
Okay.
So can you make a career out of this kind of thing? Is it like starting to pay? Because I know when you start this, it probably doesn't pay.
Yeah, I was
anything.
doing this for free.
I know.
Just to let people
I know.
know for the first 3 years. And all these businesses came. They're like, we want to sponsor you. Can we get some advertising?
Right.
Okay, I'm down. You know, I'm losing money here on gas. Gas
Right.
prices are up.
Right.
Truck maintenance, everything else. And I said, yeah, let's just do it.
So now, like, is this like a business?
I'm at my job right now.
I know that.
Hope
And you
nobody's,
have-
hope
no.
nobody's listening, but
No,
I'm there for health insurance.
I know. No.
So-
This
by
is
the way,
my passion,
Paul,
what I'm
Paul,
doing now.
You get paid well in your job though. You're a crane
correct.
operator for a mill, right?
Correct.
So you, like, I know crane operators in the mills, they make good money.
Yeah.
Right. So like, it's not like you're underpaid there, but your side gig, because eventually you're going to retire, and you'll have a pension.
I hope so.
Right. And then you want to roll into a good side gig, and it seems to me like you built up an amazing opportunity for yourself.
And I love this. That's the
I
thing.
can tell.
I
You
keep
can
going.
tell.
And
So here's
best thing in the
another
world.
one that was on on Facebook, and there's 3 of them. So there's the second
Holy.
one. So here's a picture of 233 pounds of marijuana, and the dog,
Sorry.
and a bunch of other illegal
I
stuff
choked on my coffee.
that was interdicted by the Lake County Drug Task Force and Winfield Police Sergeant Garpo. And
That
his
dog- where's the
canine
dog
partner,
That dog
Rack.
is
That dog is very
gorgeous.
happy.
That dog is stoned
Beautiful,
off its ass.
beautiful dog. He's happy.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, like, how do you get this news? How are you able to put this up? Because this photo's unbelievable. By
This
the way.
one, these guys on the highway that are working for Sheriff Martinez, you don't hear their radio traffic. So this is something this is something you're going to hear down the line.
They stay
or-
off on purpose. They don't want you to know they're out there.
right,
They're like
right.
spies, right?
Well, sure, but what if drug dealers or
Right.
guys that are going on the highway
Right.
are listening to radio
That's
traffic?
right.
I mean, this is a top secret drug interdiction. These guys are driving Jeep
Gotcha.
SRTs
Gotcha.
and all kinds of undercover vehicles down there, and they know what to look for. And these guys actually called in Winfield, Sergeant Garpo and his canine to come sniff a car out. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't smell the 268 pounds on your own, but
Jesus.
Looks
this
like
dog
it's
got
sealed
there and
pretty
went
well.
crazy.
Look at that.
How about your comment here? as a member. What is this about, Paul?
Yeah, Paul,
know,
this is Paul's
hold on,
comment.
we'll
Read that, John.
We'll comment.
That's
Okay.
the different thing about the media and me. I'm going to come to the comment section if you got a discrepancy or whatever. I'm gonna come back at you. So.
I love this. Okay, let me read this here. From Paul, as a member of the Comment Reading Association, I'm only here to read comments about find more meth and legalize the plant. Please keep the comments short and simple. We do appreciate your typing effort. Also, please watch your spelling. Thank you and have a great day.
You got to get them before they get you.
We're on the same team in the legalized marijuana movement, huh?
Yeah, I'm down with it.
freaking
I'm
man.
down
But see,
with
like
My
this
man.
kind of stuff, by the way, and Tom's taled about this. When the illegal trade of marijuana is dangerous to users because it's not regulated. It could be laced with things
Yeah,
like fentanyl.
totally.
It could be I mean, so like
Not only that, Kevin. Like
I mean-
if I wanted to buy weed from a drug dealer, I'm dealing with a freaking criminal, man.
Yes.
This guy could be like a murderer.
Yes.
And I could be dealing with a murderer, and I'm not a murderer. I'm like a nice person that enjoys the use of cannabis every
and
once
we've
in a
seen
while, right?
in this area of the country, we've seen people get killed over going to buy weed.
Where we live, we've
Yes.
seen it.
Absolutely.
So
And
232
this is money
pounds.
for the state. This is money we need. I mean, we could
Hell
put this into
yeah.
education, everything.
Hell yeah.
And now we're just
We wouldn't
taking,
be laying off teachers if
Right, we're
like,
taking
make-
300 pounds off the street. What are we going to do? Burn it.
Yep.
Goes up in smoke.
Where
right there.
where does that happen?
Oh, I like that up in smoke.
Top secret locations?
I'm
you know.
going to talk to the sheriff. I want to know
What?
where they burn this. I'm going to go visually inspect.
No, you're not.
Speaking of which,
No,
I was
you're
I was on the phone
It's
with
an
the sheriff
incinerate.
last night.
Isn't the
doing
sheriff
that.
great, by the way?
I was going to bring him with today,
Oh,
but he said it was a little early in the morning and he wants to do a show
Isn't-
next time,
Okay.
both of us together.
All right, so
Let me ask you a question. Isn't Oscar a great sheriff?
He's doing things. I was just telling him last
Isn't he a
night.
badass though?
I mean, I
we
know-
know Oscar personally, which
Right.
I love Sheriff Oscar, and Oscar's got he's got a political hit against him right now. He's dealing with, in my opinion, it's a political hit that's threatening, jeopardizing his career. Quite frankly, it's about a traffic infraction basically that's charged as a felony. But I think Oscar Martinez has been and is a great Lake County sheriff because he's a cop.
He's out there on the streets.
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys in Hammond see it every couple of weeks. I mean, the helicopters flying around.
Dude, they were
70
on
cops
Klein
from
Avenue
all
the other
over.
day, which pissed me off because I was in my Mustang and I was on Klein Avenue. I'll let you do your own math.
Right. They are literally protecting the state line.
They
right
are.
here.
I agree.
mean, the carjackers, the stolen cars coming in and
You
out.
agree, though.
The
You-
LPR system, the Blue Net.
You
it's
agree,
all
though.
key.
Sheriff Oscar's the man, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree, too.
So the last one I want to show you, John's looking for it. I know he's still scrolling, but I wanted to ask you, and hopefully you can find it soon. There was
Jeez, you
a
post a lot.
SWAT interdiction in Cherville, and I was just shocked. There it is, John.
Right
so,
here?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
Oh, wow.
So okay.
Look at this.
So there are a ton of SWAT vehicles going out of the Cherville police station, and then the next one you see is them on scene at this
That's probably at 6
very
in the
nice
morning or
neighborhood.
something,
So
right?
my
5 in the morning?
question to you, Paul, is how do you get
Oh, wow.
the SWAT team leaving the station, which would mean you would have to know about the SWAT action before they even took it.
I have a lot of sources, and and I you can hear when this is Northwest Regional SWAT here. So this team is made up from departments from all over the area.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear the guys go and say we're en route to a tactical call. That hits me right away. Where are they going? Where are they going? I figure it out. Show up there. I don't get the address anymore.
Of course,
So you don't know
they've
where
called
they're
on
going.
because I've heard they said I'm beating them to these locations. So
wow.
So
And obviously this can be a dangerous situation for the
Absolutely.
SWAT officers, so they
Absolutely.
need to have some secrecy.
correct,
Right.
correct.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. I mean,
Unfortunately, this guy actually just yesterday.
I heard yesterday
he
killed himself.
Killed
right?
himself
Yeah.
in
What?
his house.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got out of
he
jail
killed
already.
himself during the raid.
No, he was arrested last week.
He was arrested, then he got processed,
kidnapping charges.
got
a bunch
let
of
out,
felonies.
and then he killed himself.
killed
while
himself
he was on
back at his home.
What?
Yeah.
It happens, John.
Oh my God.
Well, I imagine he was guilty, or he was horrified that he was going to have to face the day of
Troubled, I
reckoning.
would say. Troubled.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I think this is going to be a mental situation
Yeah.
over everything else. So.
but like I think that's somewhat common in situations where people get charged with a crime. I think I was just reading something the other day about. I was reading a book about Lance Armstrong about how some people got charged and they were worried about suicide. I think that's a common thing.
It's not the first time this has happened. I mean, you're getting blasted all over the internet nowadays. It is.
Hell yeah.
It's not like a couple people
It's
are
not
reading it the
anonymous.
next
That's
day.
true.
It's not.
I mean,
anonymous.
these pedophiles and stuff that are
Oh
being
my
called
God.
around here, they're
Yeah,
getting
man.
it's bad. And
And if
I've
they're-
seen 3 of these guys kill
If they're
themselves
guilty,
too
they
after
should
get
be.
blasted.
They should be
So,
blasted around. So
right.
yeah. Well, I mean, those were. I just was so impressed, and I always am impressed with the work you do. It's crazy how great and how efficient you are to get the news out. Because I actually literally will go to your site if I hear about something. Like I'll be at work. Hey, there's a chase going down like Ridge Road in Munster, and I'll go to Region News Source, and
here's
there it is.
video of it right here.
Yeah, it's like, wow, it really is.
Right.
Do you feel any like I imagine the local media, like the Times, which is the major media presence where we are. I imagine they should be working with you, in my opinion, but I know them pretty well. I imagine they're not.
They're not happy with me. They've never been since day one.
Got you. But instead, honestly, if they had half a brain about this, they would buy you. Honestly, buy you in total, and you would be their eyes on the street that they do not have.
The first 2 years, it was me versus them.
Yeah, I still think it is. But
no, it's changed now. I'm up against
them versus you.
I'm up against helicopters from Chicago news vans. they don't have radios in Chicago anymore, so they're over here listening to this.
What do you mean by that? There's no radios in Chicago anymore.
They went private. Chicago went private, so
Chicago police.
They cannot listen to anything on the radio, so they don't know what's going on until they get information from the
PIO.
PD, right?
PIO. Yep.
So I'm up against helicopters here in Northwest Indiana now, and they're coming and they're getting to these scenes as fast as I'm getting there. So I think they got like news vans stationed around here.
They do.
Yeah.
No, Chicago's made a push into the region.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could tell, I could tell from where I sit because they're covering a lot more routine stories.
They're seeing what they've been missing.
The region's where it's at right now.
If
you're in Chicago,
a lot of stuff.
If you're not paying attention to Northwest Indiana and you're in Chicago,
when I first started this, that was the problem. Nobody was covering anything over here.
Agree.
And now they see the market. And
how about you and WJOB? Are you guys?
We're good.
I agree. I thought there was some type of partnership
when I first started, I was giving Jim all the morning news before the headlines, and then of course they partnered with them. So I kind of
I kind of like the fact that it's kind of like the independent news sources, not the corporate conglomerate news sources that are partnering. Like the fact that Jed and WJOB are partnering with Region News Source is kind of cool.
In all actuality, I was like a
totally
stringer.
Agree.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Nightcrawler or the Stringer documentaries. I mean, that's literally me out here all night long. I'm going from call to call to call.
So let me get an idea of what your normal day is. Do you work shifts?
I wake up at 3:30 in the morning
every day.
I work 5 to 1 in the crane.
Okay.
Get off
every day you work 5 to 1.
Every day, weekdays. I'm off weekends.
Okay.
And then it's
5 a.m. to 1. You've been up since 3:30.
Right.
Then 1 p.m. What?
I get home, take a nap before the kids get off school.
How long is that?
2-3 hours.
Okay.
Occasionally it'll go for 8 hours, like yesterday.
Good.
I woke up at 7 thinking it's 7 in the morning. Like, I'm late for the show. Shit. But then it's baseball and softball. Congratulations to my daughter. She just graduated from Munster yesterday.
Yay.
So
congrats.
Nice.
So it's Jake's on the high school baseball team now, so it's baseball every single day.
Izzy Medina, he was my guy. He was my third baseman.
Yep.
Yeah, he plays for you.
And then
he's a good boy.
Then it's on to the streets. Get some dinner and wait for calls. And
do you how late do you work?
Weekdays usually 10 or 11. It's usually slow on the weekdays, and then weekends I'll be out till.
Do you have any help?
Close,
like, do you have guys
3
that work?
or 4.
You have guys or gals that work for you?
I have a couple great girls, the Ashleys we call them, and they are monitoring the radios if I'm not able to. So they're listening and they're jotting stuff down, getting notes.
Do you have anybody that chases like you, or is it just you?
One other guy that's on the Illinois side doing the suburbs for me right here on the border.
You think you're going to grow into the future? Like you get bigger and bigger?
I mean, I definitely could see it. There is no plan as of yet. I'm just riding this wave
Paul,
right now.
I'm an entrepreneur, okay? And I tell you, I think you're onto something. I'm telling you, something big too. I'm not talking like bullshit little thing. I think you're onto something where like you could compete with the Times, which is a multi-million-dollar company. You're competing with them, and you're just.
I think you're ripe for getting bought. I think you could really make. I think you can get a big payday.
I think the Times, if they were smart, or the Post,
anybody. I mean,
like you would have
national,
like
something national.
So
I mean, to be honest, the region would be mad if
I know
if I sold out to the Times. They would be mad. They don't like that.
I agree, but like part of the problem we have here and where we live is for those of you across the country, we're in a vacuum really because the Chicago media takes all the news, right? So what happens in the region, unless it's horrifying, the bad news, it's not going to make your Chicago media. So we're in a void here,
right? I mean, that's the interesting
Paul
thing.
fills that void.
Well, so like when you ran for Senate, right? We learned about different kind of areas where there's news, right? Evansville, Louisville, you know, Cincinnati, right?
South Bend,
right? And
little news markets,
right? And so the
Fort
interesting
Wayne.
thing is that the region, and we've talked about this before. Northwest Indiana is probably a good. I'm going to get this number wrong. 700,000 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you count LaPorte County.
If it wasn't next to Chicago, it would have every ABC, every network would have its own.
We would have our own
location.
We would have like
CBS,
Hammond News.
NBC,
Right.
ABC, right? And it's just the
But we
fact
live
that we're
next to
there,
Chicago.
right? So
we're in a void.
sucked into the Chicago
But now,
news.
like when we've been in this void for years, we complained about it when I first ran for office that there was no such thing as Facebook and social media. Along comes Paul. He starts a website basically on Facebook, and it's grown to this media conglomeration.
Yeah,
But
and that wasn't the original goal. Like I said,
I agree.
I was taking video and I was trying to sell it to
you
Chicago.
were like a storm chaser.
Right.
That's how it started.
These guys just didn't care. I'd send them a great video and they'd be like, "No, we're not interested." And I'd post it up on Facebook, and then boom, everybody.
What was your
one-
first huge video?
Oh,
Do you remember? Like if there's one that was just like it made you.
and what year?
Like
how
a
long
different
ago was
level?
it?
I'm gonna guess it would be a high-speed chase. But see, when I started this, that's when COVID first hit, and I remember breaking the first case here in Northwest Indiana, and it was at the Lear plant, and then it was the school bus driver. And,
Oh, I remember that.
and
That's right.
Everybody,
School bus driver.
Who were the kids on the bus? Is it spreading? Nobody knew. It was uncertain at that time still.
agree.
And then we had the protests and the Black Lives Matter movement.
That was.
And we were live out there
You remember
during
that?
all that.
You were at Dairy Bell,
We
right?
were at Dairy Bell. We were at South Lake Mall.
I'll
and
never forget. I'll never forget Dairy Bell.
I have video of you
Yeah.
trying to calm people down at the Dairy Bell, and they were in your face, and you were just,
Dude, I got maced that
the
day.
line was right behind you. They
I
were
was
blasting
in
paintballs.
the
and
loneliest place in the world when you're about to have a standoff is being the person in the middle trying to calm everybody down. That's where I was.
Right.
Kevin,
It was the only time in my life I thought I might get hit in the head with a rock.
I know. I thought for sure I was going to get beat down. I thought
true,
for sure.
dude.
Did you?
Crazy,
Honestly.
John.
I
mean,
walked out there. I'm like, somebody's going to punch me in the
I felt
face.
good. I was actually driving with the march coming down the
Right.
street, and then they came to Dairy Bell, and the riot guys were there set up, and they wouldn't let them go no
Dude.
further. And
it was like state police. There was no way.
and you just felt the confrontation was
Yes.
about to happen.
Well,
you could
it-
feel
it
it
was,
in the air.
It was a feeling of
No
if
doubt.
this could go wrong real fast.
It could
And-
be
and-
like
and
CNN
To Tom's
stuff.
credit, he, and this is, by the way, his police chiefs, his police brass were like, "Mayor, don't go out there." He said, "I'm going out there," and he went out.
I walked
I
right
can't
into
even. It was like the balls Tom has, and it just reaffirmed for me that this is why we have Tom as our mayor. This is, I mean, he went right out there, and really, I think testament to you because it was a standoff,
Dude.
And it was like if Tom doesn't go out there and calm it down, I don't know which
People
direction
were
that
like,
goes.
fuck you to me.
Right, yeah,
they were like,
yeah,
fuck you.
yeah,
Get the,
yes.
it was not nice.
It was you and that preacher.
The preacher who
Yeah.
to this day, I don't know who he was, saved my ass. Because I was like, there was nobody listening to me. And they were like telling me to go fuck myself. It was brutal, dude. And it was like,
Somebody takes one punch at him, the whole place
my
goes.
God, dude, if one person would have punched me, because all the cops were waiting for
Yep.
that. And
Oh, they were-
I was by
yeah.
myself, but they were like 5 feet
Yes,
from me. If one
yes.
person punches me, it would have been a
Yeah,
melee.
melee.
It would have been a melee. But like, I'll never forget that day. But that's the day I lost my race. Do we all agree?
I mean, it was.
That day I knew for sure I was not
I
going
don't
to
know
win.
about
That was
that.
2 days later
I mean,
was the election.
I don't think it was that event. I just think it was.
Or was it the flood the week before?
It might have been a flood. There was a lot of complaints about the flood.
Or was it delay in the
was
election
it the
30
flood the
days?
week before?
Or
Or
was
was it COVID? God did not want me to win that race.
God wanted you to be mayor.
God wanted me to be mayor. Thank you, God.
So
I
wrap
like
it up.
you here. So,
Thanks,
I mean,
man. Thanks.
So, Paul, thanks for coming on. Obviously, you don't need us to tell people.
Would you come
but
back? Seriously.
Absolutely.
You should be a more frequent guest. We all came to that conclusion.
Especially when there's a big news event, we'd love to have you on. But
Seriously. If you wanted, if there was something going on and we were on the air,
the key
walk
is
in.
the key is advance notice because
Yeah,
I have to
that's
take a day
usually
off
your-
work.
yeah,
this
that's
is a
right.
vacation
We
day
don't want
for
you
me,
to
so
take-
4-day weekend
Hey,
coming here.
when you're on vacation on Tuesdays and Fridays, stop by like 4-8.
Absolutely.
4-8 just walks in. Sometimes we're like, hey, man, what's up?
I might come in with him.
Yeah.
oh
good,
God,
good.
great!
Come
Then
in
we can
with
go
him.
way off the rails.
Yeah.
But no, I know you don't need our listeners to. You've already got 115,000 of them. But if they want to go follow you, it's Region News Source is the name of the Facebook page. That's the best place to follow you, right?
Region News Source,
All right, great.
absolutely.
And Paul Goddard with a check mark.
Yeah, you're going to
Yeah.
find a lot more on my personal page, and it gets there first before it gets to Region News
Oh,
when I
I
talk
didn't
to the
know
police.
that.
So, yeah.
Really?
All right, good to know.
Thank you, Paul, for everything you
Absolutely.
do. We appreciate you. And thanks for getting the coverage on the Cowboy on Indianapolis
We're going
Boulevard.
to talk about
yeah.
that Tuesday too.
And great job to the Hammond Police on that missing
Yeah.
guy last week.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the same week as Kyron Carter 2 years earlier. Same situation.
Yeah, man.
That worked out well, though, this
Hessel
time.
Park. Yeah.
That was a bad situation. I'll never forget that one. Paul and I saw each other a lot that week. It was your partner that
Yeah.
found him.
Yeah.
Mayor, we're going to do an outro. So why don't you wrap it up before we go
Yeah,
to the outro?
this is you got to listen to this. So keep your headphones on. This is an outro of AI generated Snoop Dogg song, Snoop Doggy Dogg Country.
With Snoop on it. You want to
Yeah.
wrap up the episode?
I'll
before
wrap
we-
up the episode. Jill, it's great to see you. Thanks. Congratulations on your new freedom of not having to coach for the rest of the year.
She'd rather be a state champ.
For 2 weeks, why you going travel ball?
No, I do volleyball.
Oh, awesome. Well, congrats.
Yeah.
Tell the girls I said hey. Jay Vez, thanks, man. Thanks for all the hard work for the show, and thanks for being there with me yesterday. You were my only, the only person watching out for me at that time. John was like,
good job, Phil.
Right. Yeah, Phil wasn't there.
John the bodyguard.
John the bodyguard. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah. Good to see you, my
You're
man.
Welcome.
Sorry about if I was salty yesterday. I think I was a little salty yesterday.
I didn't think that.
I got a lot of shit going on, though.
Yeah.
No,
it's all good.
Paul, thanks for coming in, man. It's great to see you, man. One of my favorite guests for sure. It's good to see you again.
So is this it might be a little sneak peek? Is Snoop Dogg coming to town?
No, it's coming right. No.
We tried that 3 times.
Yeah,
we tried that 3 times. It didn't work out too well. So we'll stick with Lil Wayne. And thanks for listening to Lockpod, everybody. We're going to be back on the air on Tuesday as usual with another amazing show. Thanks for listening to Lockpod. Listen to this great episode, and then Lockpod will be out. Take care, everybody.
May I kick a little something for the G and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning and the party still jumping cause my mama ain't home. I got bitches in the living room getting it on and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? Shit, I got a pocket full of ruffles and my homeboys do too.